Told you, they're just playing a game with you because they want to take me to jail. Am I detained now? You got? I'm detained?
Yeah.
I'm not free to go?
You're not free to go.
And so what, they didn't want to take the criminal complaint because of who I am?
No, that's not it.
Then what?
You're uncooperative.
I was uncooperative?
Yeah.
Like, because I asked for a supervisor?
No, not because of that. It's because the deputy was officer safety reasons, took the knife off of you, which you didn't like, and then became uncooperative within.
Because I asked him.
Decided that it was appropriate to ask for another deputy, which is not appropriate.
So because I asked for another deputy, that made me uncooperative because he said he was scared, and I didn't want to be alone with somebody who was scared. I mean, if he's worrying about his safety.
I'm going to stop answering you.
Okay. So what am I detained for?
You're detained for misuse of 911.
I didn't call 911, first off.
Well, that's what we're determining.
And so he snatched me up, cuffed me up, took me to jail for abuse of 911. But now I'm
I didn't know the details. I just heard that somebody had arrested you, but sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, I'm filing complaints on everybody now. I'll probably file a complaint on you. It probably won't go nowhere, but I'm filing complaints on everybody.
You said me?
Yeah.
What do I got to do with that?
You ain't got nothing to do with it, but
Yep.
I know.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Danny from the Constitution State here today. I hope everybody's having a good day. Today's video comes from Neon Sean. This takes place in Florida. We see people abuse 911 on a regular basis to harass innocent people, to harass journalists, to harass cameramen. And the cops show up every single time and do absolutely nothing about these people abusing 911, making false reports. Yet the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office in Florida arrests this guy, this victim, who had a weapon pulled on him because the cop that showed up was scared and he wanted a different cop. They actually called it sheriff shopping. I've never even heard of such a thing. And it blows my mind to hear these clowns talk and their views on things. But these sheriffs pretty much feel like whoever shows up, that's who you're stuck with and that's who you have to deal with. You can't ask for a supervisor and you can't ask for another sheriff. What kind of public service is that? Especially when we pay way too much for this service and we pay these guys way more than we should be. But go check his channel out. All the information will be linked in the description.
15. RP's being uncooperative. Do you want something done about the gun? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, I don't want to talk to you.
What is it? Do you want to talk to somebody?
Not you. I would like to have my belongings back. I would like to not be have my shit seized from me.
And we're trying to figure out what's going on. Okay.
Well, that ain't
I can remove knives from your person for my safety.
I'm sure you can, but you don't have to. You don't have to. You didn't have to.
Okay,
You didn't have to. So now I don't want to talk to you.
Okay, then you're free to go.
Okay.
If you don't want to report anything, that's the thing.
Okay. Well, can you walk away so I can grab my knives since you got some kind of safety issue? You got a supervisor? I think that's the lady I talked to too. That says I'm deputy shopping. Told you, they're just playing a game with you because they want to take me to jail. Am I detained now? You got? I'm detained?
Yeah.
I'm not free to go?
You're not free to go.
Are you the deputy that called me?
I am.
What is it?
Benchner.
Benchner? And so what? They didn't want to take the criminal complaint because of who I am?
No, that's not it.
Then what?
You're uncooperative.
I was uncooperative?
Yeah.
Like, because I asked for a supervisor?
No, not because of that. It's because the deputy was officer safety reasons took the knife off of you, which you didn't like, and then became uncooperative within.
Because I
Decided
asked
that it was
him.
appropriate to ask for another deputy, which is not appropriate.
So
And
because
so
I
you're
asked for another deputy, that made me uncooperative because he
Yes.
said he was scared, and I didn't want to be alone
He
with
wasn't
somebody
scared.
who was scared. I mean, if he's worrying about his
I'm going to
safety.
stop answering you.
Okay. So what am I detained for?
You're detained for misuse of 911.
I didn't call 911, first off.
Well, that's what we're determining right now.
And I never said that I wanted an ambulance. I never asked for an ambulance. I specifically said over and over, I have nothing to do with the ambulance. Don't send the ambulance. I told them I didn't say I have chest pains. I said my chest hurt when they were asking me a question. And I said that, you know, I just had a gun pulled on me. My mind just fucked up for a second. And then I have the sheriffs come up, run up and say they know who I am. And then they start acting like they're scared while they're running away from me and leaving me with one deputy who's acting like he's scared of me. And, you know, reaching around himself funny with his lights off on his car. Everybody else is somewhere else. But like y'all are working with the dope house or something. But I got the other deputy that I spoke to the other day that came out that was saying they want to shut the place down. But it don't look like anybody's trying to shut the place down. I can't file a complaint because my fucking my bike got attacked. I got a gun pulled on me while I was on the phone with dispatch. Y'all are real scummy. Like, that's what it looks like. That's why I don't ever deal with y'all. That's why I don't call the sheriffs. That's what makes people not cooperate with me. Like, I don't ever tell nobody I'm a fucking victim.
It's on the record.
Okay.
Yeah. Just make sure you don't have a medical issue, correct?
What's that?
You don't have
I
a
have no medical.
Okay.
I have nothing I want to speak on that has to do anything with medical. Just like I told whatever the lady was calling herself, Console 39. Just like I told Console 39, there's no medical issue. I don't want to speak with these people. No medical people. I have no medical answers for anything.
Right now.
Was it 911?
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't 911. I can show you in my call log. What's that?
Show me your phone.
I'm recording right now.
All right.
Okay. Well, that's real convenient.
I mean, it's real convenient. So you're detaining me, but you don't even know if I called 911.
We're about to find out right now.
Okay. The only time I called 911 was when I was on the phone with dispatch,
Okay.
and when the guy pulled a gun on me.
So these guys just showed up because,
Because
nothing better
you
to
guys and the sheriffs had some kind of game that they're playing with them.
Okay.
You guys played the game and sent them. I told the lady on the phone over and over.
What's your phone number?
Same thing I told her. I don't know my phone number.
Okay.
It's on caller ID.
Awesome.
If I call you, you'll have my phone number on caller ID. You want me to call you? You want my phone number? I'll call you. She
Sure.
called me. She's got my phone number. You want to give me my phone number? You call me.
I got your phone number.
Okay, she's asking for my phone number. What's the other deputy's name?
Creaser.
What is it?
Creaser.
Creaser?
Creaser.
Greaser? Greaser?
C-R-E-A-S-E-R. Creaser.
Creaser?
Yeah.
That's the one that said I was uncooperative?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Is there an incident report number or event number for that?
There's an event number.
Can I get the event number?
We'll get there when we get there, okay? One thing at a time.
Right now you're looking for a reason to arrest me.
We're trying to figure out, we're investigating the misuse of 911.
Yeah, well, but nobody ever made a complaint that I misused 911, did they?
It's the victim's the state of Florida.
Did the state of Florida make a complaint that I misused
Yes.
911? Where? Who did?
I'm a representative of the state of Florida.
Okay, so you made a false complaint then against me.
No, I did not.
That's what it seems like. You're saying that I misused 911. Now you're investigating it. You're making a false complaint against me. Then is what you're saying.
That's
Or
not,
he's
that's not how
saying.
it works, but you can think
Okay,
that.
well you're detaining me for something that I didn't do.
You are detained.
Yeah, I'm detained. I'm not free. You seized me.
I've
This is a
seized
false.
you.
Yeah, I'm seized. This is a false arrest. The detainment is a
It's
de
not a
facto
false
arrest. It is. It's a de facto arrest. I am arrested right now. Just because you didn't put me in cuffs and take away my freedom completely, I am arrested.
I know what a de facto arrest is.
Yeah. So you know this is a de facto arrest.
You are detained. You're not free to go.
Yeah.
A reasonable person would believe that they're not free to go. So you are correct in a sense. Yes.
Well, I
But you're
believe
not-
I
you're not
believe
under
that
arrest.
I am free to go, but I believe that
in
you're.
order to be a de facto arrest, it has to be an unreasonable amount of time, which this is not unreasonable.
I mean, it seems to already be unreasonable
It's
if
not
you're not
unreasonable.
helping me with any of the issues I have, because now I got other things to do. I got to be to work at 7 in the morning. So you're just doing all this to see if I called 911 a second time?
I think I already answered that question.
Yeah. So you're just doing it to harass me is what it seems like.
No,
Same
we're not
reason-
harassing
same
you.
reason you
called
didn't take-
us.
Yeah.
So that would be you're not being harassed. You called us.
Oh, okay. I didn't call
That's
them.
not how harassment works. If
I didn't call them.
someone,
Okay,
then
well,
that's not harassment.
but okay, if somebody calls me, I can't just say you can't leave though.
Well, my job allows me to tell you that you cannot leave.
Yeah, when you suspect me of a crime, but
I do
you
suspect you of a
created
crime.
me. You created a crime. You have no reason to suspect me of a crime.
According to the state of Florida, you did commit a crime if you called 911.
If I called
But
911, but you don't know that, so now you
But we're
detain me
investigating it.
to see if I called 911.
This is an investigation. I
Yeah.
can detain you for an investigation.
Yeah, and now you got me here held hostage to see you're investigating.
No, that's not hostage.
That is,
That's
I am
not-
held hostage. So if I go, what's gonna happen?
Then you'll be arrested.
I'll be arrested.
Yes.
So I am being held here by force at gunpoint by you and him.
I'm pretty sure I'm not pointing a gun at you.
You got a gun.
You know, I really hope you post this video.
I'm gonna post the video.
Because it's really showing how stupid you are.
Okay, it's gonna show how stupid you are.
Okay.
You're stupid.
Okay.
You're ignorant. You're disgusting. You know, you're a disgusting person.
Okay.
You know,
you
y'all,
know
what
how
y'all
I'm gonna
are.
sleep tonight? Really well.
I don't give a fuck. You're a welfare recipient. You're a scumbag.
Okay.
You don't even do your job. You're just fucking robbing the fucking state, collecting welfare,
Okay.
robbing the people. Talking about some deputy shopping. Now you want to. Now you're
You
trying
were
to find a
deputy
reason. Okay, I asked for another deputy. I'm shopping
That
for
is
deputies.
called deputy shop.
That's you guys make up your own fucking terms. They tell you they arrested me the other night.
What's up?
They tell you they arrested me the other night.
So, somebody mentioned that. I heard. For what?
They said I abused 911.
What were you calling for?
Cat over here ripped the heads up display off my bike. Said he was gonna go get a gun. He's like, I'm gonna go get a gun. He was a junkie. I was like, I'll go get a gun. Then he was talking about banning me from the dope hole I ain't never been to. So after he ripped the shit off my bike, I called 911. I'm talking to dispatch. They're like, oh, he said he's gonna get a gun. You know, you should leave. And I was like, they're junkies. They'll sell a gun. Well, then he like met somebody on the stairwell, ran out into the road with the gun, waving it around. I took off down this way. He's screaming at me, pussy. They rolled up on me. Like 3-4 officers. They had the lights off. One of them ran up, looked like a Hispanic officer, was like, oh, that's Mahmoud. Most of them ran away, pulled up about here. And one officer, Creaser, he pulled my knives off me, and I was like, bro, why'd you do that? And he's like, officer safety, officer safety. I was like, well, if officer safety, maybe you should have another officer here if you're scared. And then he's like, oh, you don't want to cooperate? And I was like, well, you should have another officer. I want to talk to somebody else. So then I told him, you know, let me just go away from you. You know, can you walk away and let me grab my knives? I came up here, they all took off. So I called non-emergency and tried to see if they would take the report of Buddy, like, you know, running out to the road with the gun. and they were like, "No, you're officer shopping, da da da, or deputy shopping." The lady called me back, Benchner or something like that. She calls me back from a private number. That she's the one that was telling me I was deputy shopping and they weren't sending somebody out. So I called back non-emergency again to file a complaint. And then while I was on the phone with dispatch, like, she's like, "Oh, which, you know," asked me what street I was on or where I was at. She asked me some question, and like, I was like, my chest is hurting. You know, I just dealt with a whole bunch of fucking weird shit. And so like 15, 20 minutes probably into the call, like, it was a long conversation. Like I said that at the beginning when she was asking like a personal question. She's telling me she ain't gonna give me nobody's name. She ain't gonna give me an event number or incident report number. She wasn't gonna give me nothing. She's saying, go look it up at the library, look it up online. Library's free to everybody. Just going through all this shit. And I was like, well, then just transfer me to internal affairs, you know, to you know, the services, whatever. I'll just, you know, go right that way. And then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna send you an ambulance." I was like, "I don't need no ambulance." So then she starts asking me medical questions. I'm like, I ain't dealing with none of that. Well, then the ambulance comes. They start trying to, you know, fire rescue. EMTs come, and I'm like, "Look, that's the sheriff's playing games with you. I don't need no help. You know, I got no medical stuff." Then the older, light-skinned black corporal, he rolls up, and he's like, "You call the people out here?" I said, "I ain't call these people out here." And he's like, "Hold on a second." He's like, "You might be going to jail." He goes and gets in his car. Then Benchner or whatever her name was, she shows up, and I was like, "Were you the lady that was on the phone?" And she's like, "Yeah." So then, like, she's like, "You know, we're investigating, you're detained." Like, I asked if I was detained, they're investigating, and I was like, "You know, you think that's right?" And then I told them I called non-emergency, and they're like, "Well, let us see your phone." And I was like, "I could show you my call log." I said, "But I'm recording right now." She's like, "That's real convenient." So they come back out, ask me again, the the corporal, he asked me, he's like, "Anybody else have your phone, use your phone tonight?" And I was like, "Fuck no." And so he snatched me up, cuffed me up, took me to jail for abuse of 911. But now I'm
I didn't know the details. I just heard that somebody had arrested you. But sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, I'm filing complaints on everybody now. I'll probably file a complaint on you. It probably won't go nowhere, but I'm filing complaints on everybody.
You said me?
Yeah.
What do I got to do with that?
You ain't got nothing to do with it,
I
but
wasn't even there.
I know. That's what I was saying. I was even thinking about it. I got videos, you know, whenever I post the videos, people jump on there. Sometimes attorneys jump on there and they're like, "Oh, that's illegal, da da da," you know, and then there's people mirroring my videos. I didn't even know. I thought I'd get notified if somebody like mirrored my video, but people have been like mirroring my videos, and like, you know, I don't get paid and I don't like promote my shit. I just record it and upload it kind of just for my own record.
Yeah.
But other people will find my videos and they got like thousands of followers and shit, and you know, like, so I don't know, like, these people were, I seen one video I was actually watching, like, I ain't getting you a fucking sergeant. I was watching this video of a guy got pulled over, you know, not in this area, somewhere else in the country, and somebody was like, you know, "Oh, I think it was titled 'A Sergeant Ain't Gonna Save You," you know. And then I was in a conversation with somebody. Then I seen a video of where I was talking to, you know, a deputy. I actually spoke with the sergeant for probably an hour that morning, because they take my picture when I don't ID, and then they put it in the system, and, you know, they pull my name up. You know, they get my face, pull my name up. And they've done it before. You know, I filed a complaint on the lady, and she was real nice, but still, like, you're taking my picture, putting it in your system, uploading it. If you don't suspect me of a crime, I feel like you're violating my rights.
What does everybody think about that? Officer safety, despite having a gun, a baton, mace, a taser, all these weapons. This cop is petrified that he had a pocket knife and he had to take it off him and he had to put it over there because he was so scared. And despite the female officer saying he's not scared, he wasn't scared, he was absolutely scared. If he wasn't scared, why would he take this man's pocket knife? Officer safety is for cowards, so they have him detained for quote-unquote misuse of 911. But he didn't misuse 911 or an emergency line. He called non-emergency. So I don't get where they're coming up with he abused 911. 911, an emergency line, is a lot different than a non-emergency line. It seems like they just wanted to jam him up. And like we always see, these officers got him detained for a quote-unquote investigation. The smartest thing this lady said was, "I'm going to stop answering your questions." Because every time she spoke, she just looked dumber and dumber. And like I said in the intro, we see people all the time misuse 911, abuse 911, make false calls and complaints. And these very same officers don't do anything about that. Absolutely nothing. But when it comes to an actual crime and a real victim, that's when they'll do something? Seems kind of ass backwards to me, no? But this is quote unquote public service in this day and age. The public service is them coming, lying right to your face, half the times abusing you, stealing from you, breaking your belongings, and arresting you or ticketing you. That's your public service. Them stealing your money and fund the government is quote unquote public service now. And how did she not get misuse of emergency line? That's what I would like to know, because the guy clearly stated he didn't need medical, he wasn't having a medical issue, and yet she still sent fire and EMS to him. That wasted a whole hell of a lot more resources than this guy calling a non-emergency line. And that's how you know it's not about what it cost the public or holding somebody accountable, because if it was, she would have been ticketed. She would have been arrested. And I think if they're that scared that they need to take a pocket knife off of somebody, while they have all these weapons that they can use from really far away, but they're still petrified, they don't need to be out there. If they need to take a pocket knife off of a victim who called the cops for help, they don't need to be out there. Like, if you're that scared, go find a new profession. And remember, people, don't answer their questions. It doesn't matter if you called. At this point, they're clearly not there to help him. Stop answering questions. Because as he stated, when they asked him if anybody else used his phone or not, and he said, nope, nobody did. What'd they do? They grabbed him and they arrested him. If he wasn't answering questions, how would that have happened? And I'm not saying that they still might not do that. They probably will. Then they have to prove that you had your phone all night. You didn't allow somebody else to use it. You know what I mean? You're literally helping them. Screw you. Like, even at the end when he saw the other cop that he knew and he was talking to him, I wouldn't have gave him the whole rundown of what happened, because even though he wasn't there, he had absolutely nothing to do with it. You know he's going to go tell all his little butt buddies what you said, and they will use it against you in court. They probably already have that video downloaded to their little computer at the station. And as he stated, there was no complainant. Nobody called and made a complaint. This officer took it upon herself to say that she's going to be the complainant for the state of Florida. I just find it weird that she was so concerned about the state of Florida and him misusing 911, and she was all over it. So I'm surprised she didn't arrest herself for doing the same thing, even worse than he did it. They were just butthurt. He didn't want to deal with that scared, petrified officer. And to be honest, I wouldn't want to be dealing with a cop that's scared either. That's how people ending up getting hurt, getting killed. You go to reach in your pocket for a cigarette, next thing you know, you're shot. These officer safety cowards are unpredictable. And instead of coming out and helping this guy, oh, wow, you didn't want to deal with that pussy? Oh, we'll get you a real officer. We'll take your complaint. We'll do this. We'll do that. They come out and harass him and arrest him. This was all nothing more than them trying to get back at him for trying to get the help he needed, the help he wanted, the help he deserves. As a tax-paying citizen, he absolutely deserves to have charges pressed when he feels like they need to be pressed. He absolutely deserves the option to not deal with a pussy that's scared of him. And he absolutely deserves to deal with a fit, competent officer, which doesn't seem to be like any of these are. So, I don't know, guys. I thought this was wild. Let me know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments. Go show him some love, and we'll talk about it.